Ask TracyTTV, episode 1. I'm Tracy Timberlake, and I'm a video marketing strategist for coaches, creatives, and online entrepreneurs. I help women turn passion into platform using the power of video. Now, some of you may know me from YouTube. I've been making YouTube videos for years. It wasn't until I actually turned it into a sustainable business that the model made sense to me. So what I do is I help people use YouTube, use Facebook, use Instagram, and really take a message that they want to share, a story that they want to tell, and turn that into a sustainable business. Not only are they able to build up the foundations of really creating a life of financial freedom for themselves, but they're also able to be of high-level service to the world, and that is what I love the most about what I do. So, what exactly is Ask TracyTTV? Now, as a coach, I get asked a lot of questions. I have a Facebook of thousands of women. I have thousands of social media followers and thousands of people, that follow me on YouTube, and questions come into my inbox every day, multiple times a day. So I thought it would be a great idea to take some of those questions and turn it into a fun web show so that you can see the answers, because they're questions that a lot of people tend to have, but also it gives me the opportunity to feature some of you. I know many of you have YouTube channels, or you have websites, you have a coaching business, and you are looking for more exposure or more visibility. And if I am able to provide that to you by broadening your audience, because I'm sharing your content to my audience, then it is my pleasure to do that. So how exactly does this work? People send me video messages where they ask a specific question, and then I am going to answer it in video format for you. So not only are you going to get the answer to the question, but you're also going to be exposed to some pretty amazing people, and they're going to tell you kind of what they do, how you can find them, and all that stuff. Everybody that I feature in these videos, you will see the links to their websites below. They have a ton of stuff to offer you as well, so please don't hesitate to kind of go and look them up. So let's get started. So I have the videos queued up on my computers behind me, but I have not actually listened to the entirety of the question. So I just thought that it would be more organic and more authentic if I answered it kind of off the cuff than listening to the question, formulating it in my mind, and then giving an answer. So I'm gonna turn around and we're gonna see who our first question comes from.
Hi everyone. Hi Tracy. My name is Conecia. I'm a hair growth strategist. I help naturals to up-level their hair growth experience. My question is, how do you find the right people to bring into your business or bring into your organization? Because as an entrepreneur, our business starts to grow. We got to start outsourcing and bringing people in to help us. So can you share some tips on how you go about finding those people and how you make sure that those people are right for you and your business? And that's my question. Thanks so much. Bye.
She's so cute. So that is Conecia. Like she said, she's a hair growth strategist, and so she helps people kind of along the journey of growing their hair. She has a terrific brand. I highly recommend checking her out. Her Instagram is My Hair Trainer. You can also go to her website, conecia.com. All that stuff is going to be down in the description box below. But okay, so let's get to the question, because I think that that is very important. I think her question is a really good one, because I think it's impossible to grow your business to the next level without having some level of support, whether that is a VA, a web designer, a project manager of some sort, a coach, which I highly recommend. I think having those people on your team is really, one, it's an indication that you're investing in yourself and your business. And most of the time, when you kind of take the leap of faith to hire someone in whatever capacity that they're helping you operate your business in, generally that is a sign that you're ready to up level. If you're holding on to everything so tightly that you're like, no, I don't need help, I can do it all by myself, it's going to be difficult. One, if you're building an empire alone. No one builds an empire alone. And secondly, it really is putting a more of a scarcity mindset into your everyday practice, to think, oh no, I can just do this by myself. I don't want to spend the money on hiring a VA. I don't want to spend the money on getting a coach. I don't want to spend the money on getting somebody to run my Facebook ads. So I would recommend getting one, or getting support, just for that very reason. Secondly, her question was specific to how do you find those people? They're all over the place. I I have really prided myself on building an amazing community called the A-List Entrepreneurs. It is on Facebook. It is a free community for you to join. I know that you can find everything in there from web designers, virtual assistants, accountants, lawyers, what else? Other types of coaches, Facebook ad specialists, health coaches, holistic coaches, mindset coaches, mommy coaches, counselors, whatever it is you need. I'm pretty sure that there's someone in that group who can accommodate you. So if you are in my Facebook group and you're looking for support in your business, then just, put up a post and say, hey, I'm looking for support in this area, and then see what pops up. A second way that I would recommend finding people to support you in your business is through recommendations, right? Because we never want to just hire someone just cause. Generally, we like to know a little bit about the person that we are, bringing onto our team. And for most of us, your business is your baby, like mine is, right? And it took me a really long time to turn things over to other people. The first thing that I turned over was my website maintenance, like in terms of updating it. I do my website, like my web pages and my landing pages, I do that myself. But in terms of updating WordPress or making sure that all the systems are go, the server is as fast as it can be, I turned that over to somebody else. That was the first thing I did. And the second thing I did was hiring a virtual assistant. And that just changed my life tremendously because she is such a great support. That was loud. So my virtual assistant, she handles, certain emails that come in, making sure my emails go out at the right time, some of my social media graphics, workbooks and things like that, making sure that that stuff is up and running. And it's a great support. But I found her because I knew of her through someone else, and she actually reached out to me. And that's another way too. If someone reaches out to you and says, hey, this is what I do. I see that, I might be able to help you in your business. Don't hesitate to kind of look into what their services are. A lot of the times, for me, if someone reaches out to me and says, hey, I want to support you, I want to be your coach, I want to be your virtual assistant, generally I'm gonna say yes, because I usually will use that as a sign. So recommendations are really important. Make sure that you're taking a look at their website and seeing that they have some social proof, some testimonials from other clients that they've worked with or other people that they've been able to support. That's really gonna help you. And then don't be afraid to reach out to those people as well. I know that, people have reached out to me to ask me about people that I've worked with in the past, and then I can give them my honest recommendation whether or not I believe that person is, capable of supporting them or not. But I think that that's really important, to find somebody who is recommended by someone else. If that someone else happens to be a person that you know, then all the better. Step 1, throw something up in A-List Entrepreneurs Facebook group because you're probably gonna find somebody to support you there. And step 2, look for social proof or some sort of recommendation from a friend or a colleague to help you kind of make the best decision for yourself. All right, so that answered that question. Let's go to the next one.
Guys, I am NICOLYA Williams. I am a personal development coach for busy women wanting to learn to conquer their chaos from overwhelm. And we do this through a ton of mindset practices, which is awesome. Anyways, I am so excited for this opportunity to have a question answered by Tracy. I feel like you are one of the most creative entrepreneurs out, and I just feel like you'd be a great person to answer this question. So my question for you is, how do you find ways to maintain your creativity in order to interrupt the market? And what I mean by that is there's so many coaches that do business coaching similar to you. There's coaches like me that do personal development coaching. But how do you make sure that you stand out? How do you use your creativity to make sure that you are doing something different so that you're not always blending in? And that's what I mean by interrupting the market. So I'd love to hear your answer, love to hear your reply, and I thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Great question, NICOLYA. So NICOLYA, like she said, she's a mindset coach. She's also a coach for aspiring book writers. And we are gonna have an upcoming video that I'm gonna feature on my channel because I just think that the work that she does is great. So many of you want to write a book. Like, you have a desire to get something published, and she would be the one to be able to help you do that. She's recently written her book and had that published, and she's out in the market as a published author, and I think that's amazing. So not only does she help with mindset practices, but she also helps you figure out the process of writing a book. So look forward to that video because it should be coming up sometime in the next few weeks. Her question was about how to stay creative. I am a firm believer that everybody is creative. When people are like, oh no, I'm not creative. I don't have a creative bone in my body. I don't think that that's true. I think everyone is created creatively, and it is your birthright to be creative, right? So how do I kind of disrupt the market? I'm always talking to my clients about being disruptive, making sure that your Facebook ads are something that is going to cause people to stop. We live in a society where we're constantly scrolling and swiping. So what about you is going to make someone want to click your thumbnail and watch your video? Click your Facebook ad and download your new video training. What about you is going to make someone want to go to your website and visit and read all about you? Now, I think the biggest thing that I could recommend is staying in your lane. I mean, honestly, because there is only one you. You were created to do something on this planet that nobody else can do. And if you learn how to stay in that lane, you're automatically the most creative person that you know. When I think of creativity, I don't think of like colors and banners and even social media graphics or how I edit my videos. When I think creativity, I think, okay, how can who I am show up as different in this graphic or this text or this blog post or this video or whatever the case may be? And I think just by being myself and being true to myself and really standing in that truth. Here's what I mean by when I say standing in your truth. I'm talking about being a person of integrity. And when you think integrity, people probably think, oh, like, you know, not telling a lie or, you know, being a person of good character when no one's watching. But I think integrity also means being in alignment with your purpose and who you're called to be. Like I said, you were created to do something. What is it? If you figure out what that is and you are constantly using that as like your benchmark or your guideline, then you're naturally going to be creative because no one else can do what it is you do. No one can speak like you do. No one has the experience that you do. No one has the family that you do. No one has the education, like the specific combination of your entire skill set. No one else has that. So how do you be disruptive in a market where it's so difficult to stand out? Be yourself. And the best way to be yourself, in my opinion, is through video. Because at this point, I've made hundreds of videos, right? There is no way that I would have been able to make hundreds of videos by pretending to be someone else, because that is exhausting. And I think at some point, I probably would have stopped. And so there's a lot of things, I'm gonna talk about this in a future video, but there's a lot of pushback that you can get and a lot of hate and a lot of, you know, just negativity that you might experience in the online space. But honestly, I think that that just comes with the territory. And when you're going mainstream with your message, it's normal to get some of that pushback. But if you're being yourself and you're staying true to who you're created to be and you're in complete integrity and alignment with your purpose, then it's gonna be very difficult to try and be like somebody else. So another thing I want to touch on when it comes to being creative and really staying in alignment and in integrity with who you're created to be is to use your own personal experiences when you're talking to people. When you are, you know, telling stories on your blog or when you're making videos or writing emails, your authentic voice needs to come out. And don't be afraid of that. I think when it comes to creativity, a lot of people see what's working for someone else and then they try and copy that thinking that it's gonna work for them too. And I talk about this all the time with my clients. I've had people straight up copy me, like copy, you know, things on my website or copy, you know, PowerPoint slides that I do in presentations or challenges that I've run, like people have flat out just copied me. And I think that they say, oh, well, it's working for her and she does it so well, so let me just copy it and use it. And, you know, hopefully it's gonna work well for me. And I think that that is an awful strategy. Just because it's working for someone else does not mean that it's gonna work for you. And the reason why is because energy carries. My energy, my voice, my expertise, my experience, my education, my verbiage, the way that I write, the way that I say things, like all of that stuff is all me. It carries who I am in the very essence of it. When someone else tries to take that stuff and then pass it on as their own, it's not gonna work because they don't have my same energy, right? Like they don't have the vibrational escrow that it takes for me to create what I'm creating, is what I'm saying. They have their own vibrational escrow. They have their own energy and their own personal experiences and their own everything that is probably genius if they would just use it in that way and stop looking at other people. So that's what I would say. If you're looking to disrupt the online space and be a person that stands out in your industry, one, you need to niche down, which I talk about, but that's a different topic. Two, you need to make sure that everything that you're doing is authentic with who you are. And if you are unsure about how to bring that out, then find some support. There are some terrific coaches out there who can help you, create your content. It's what I help my clients do all the time. We go over content creation. How can you be more visible? How can you stand out? How can you look like you in a sea of successful people that are out there? And I know that, you can go out there and you can hire a copywriter and stuff, but one of the reasons why I don't hire a copywriter, as much as I hate writing emails and I hate writing blog posts, I won't hire a copywriter simply because I feel like you're not going to share me. Like, you're not going to share, like, you cannot say everything that I can say in the way that I can say it. And maybe there are some that are super duper talented. I read things that are written by copywriters all the time and I'm like, wow, this is genius, but it's their genius. It's not my genius, right? And I'm really comfortable and I'm really confident with what I have and what I've been able to create. And I think that that is probably step 3. Step 3 is to be fully confident in who you are and know that you are designed for such a time as this. Like, this is why you were created. The stories that you have to tell are the stories you have to tell. And don't hide behind that. I know a lot of people, even some of my clients, who have these, mind-blowing stories. I sat with someone at a coffee shop and I was like, I've been working with you for 6 months and I did not know that about you. And I think that is a tremendous story that you need to share. And just by her sharing that message automatically will make her stand out. Right? It's simple because no one else has that story. I have another client, she actually posted it after I talked to her. She posted it inside of my Facebook group and got some awesome feedback from it simply because it was a story of an illness that, she had struggled with and what that looked like in her life right now. And automatically that was disruptive. That made people stop and listen to what she had to say. And so those would be my recommendations. 1, be in complete integrity and alignment with who you are. 2, know that your energy carries. You don't have to copy anybody else. And 3, use your story in as much as possible because your experiences were given to you for a reason. And the reason is not likely to be for you to keep it to yourself. So that's it. That's all we had time for today. I had some other videos queued up, but we will do those next week. And yeah, I hope that you guys like this series. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. If you have a question that you want me to answer, you want to be featured on my YouTube channel, then send me an email with your video question to Tracy@TracyTimberlakeOnline.com, and you never know, you might just be in the next episode. Take care.